Welcome to Wrestling Talk in the Shop, where we will review wrestling memorabilia and talk all things professional wrestling straight from the wrestling ring.
Hello, this is Jonathan from Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and we're going to go over a few of our recent pickups. We have here Legends Series 18. Hulk Hogan, WCW Hulk Hogan. Great look for Hulk Hogan. He was slim and trim. He was fresh out of that. This was around 1994, I believe. Yeah, this was one of the greatest looks Hogan had, in my opinion. 1994, he debuted and challenged Ric Flair at the Bash at the Beach. Yeah, Bash at the Beach, won the World Heavyweight title, had Mr. T in his corner and Shaq, I believe. Yeah, that was, I don't know why WWE didn't do that match, or WWF, whatever you want to call it, why they didn't do that match, but WCW jumped on board and they got it, and Hogan took that title at Bash at the Beach. And in that same series, we have, I can get it up here, Paul Heyman. Paul E. Dangerously. This is when he was in the early 90s. He was a WCW manager. And that's him. And he even got a great young looking Paul Heyman. Even got an ECW hat in there. So if you can change it, that's a cool feature of them. And then you got Samu of the Samoan SWAT team. There you go. Samu of the Samoan SWAT team. Paul, he was their manager. And you got Fatu, Rikishi, the Usos' daddy. Paul Heyman been in that bloodline a long time. Excuse me. But yeah, there's the Samoan SWAT team, Paul Heyman and Hulk Hogan. Great series. It's a lot of heavy hitters, in my opinion, in this series. Usually there's like a Molly Holly in there. I mean, who wants a Molly Holly? I know I didn't buy it. Unless I can get it on clearance just to be a completist. But I'm not a completist anymore. But we'll set those to the side and go over a few more things. We're moving right along. Then I got the latest Target exclusive Bret Hart. Good looking Bret Hart. I loved him in this pink here. I liked it when it was up. When I liked it, this attire here. I wish I could afford. No telling what that's worth. Bret probably still has it. Bret's only biggest fan. But he was trained, of course, in the Hart Dungeon. But yes, I love that pink jacket. Pink, that was. This is a Target exclusive. I love that red on there. I know I like package. I like the variations in the different package. I'm a mint-on card collector, so. This looks different, displays well, but it's still a uniform package, looks good. And then we got probably the strangest pickup we had. This is a old ratty 90s. Let's scoot these over here so we can move along. Strangest pickup. It's a 90s vintage WCW 4 Horsemen t-shirt. Me and my wife were at a flea market over the weekend, and there was an older guy, and I said, check that guy out. He's got a wrestling t-shirt on. I know wrestling's popular, but you don't see a lot of people, a lot of shirts from this era anyway. But it's nothing special, just the old ratty t-shirt. And we were going from booth to booth, and I just kept looking at his shirt, and she said, well, offer to buy it from the guy. I said, I don't want to mess with that. He ain't going to sell me that shirt. I mean, he's not a wrestling fan. It's just a t-shirt to him. He was an older guy. She said, offer to buy it from him. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, she ended up offering the guy $20 and bought him a t-shirt, and he sold it to us. And I mean, it's nothing special, but I'm going to hang it on the wall out here. I mean, it's dirty, ratty, but the story's cool. I mean, in my opinion, the story's the coolest part. And then we have something I got at that same flea market. Nothing special. Land of 1,000 Dances. The wrestler album here. Look at that crowd of people on that. Let's move my finger there. I'll lay it down so you can see it. Young Vince McMahon. Gene Oakland, Jesse Ventura, Macho Man, Elizabeth. It's amazing how many of those people are no longer with us anymore. I mean, I'll turn it over. And then there's a few different, the backside. Like I said, I don't even have anything that would play it, you know. It's probably not even music you'd want to listen to, but it, like I said, just looked cool on the wall. And then probably the coolest, my favorite find is the Superclash 3 official program. This was held Tuesday, December 13th, 1988. Chicago. It was 1,672 fans, around 1,700 fans in attendance. Had a 45,000 pay-per-view buys. It was on a Tuesday, about 2 weeks before Christmas. I mean, I know WWE did Tuesday pay-per-views, and they didn't do very well. I couldn't imagine this did very well. And interesting fact about this is Vince McMahon called the athletic commission because Kerry Von Erich had an amputated foot and was going to try to get him to hold the event. I don't know why Vince McMahon was worried about their event. I mean, it was a failure, you know, but he was worried, and they actually had a meeting scheduled after the event, so that's how they went ahead and proceeded with it. Jerry Lawler was not paid for the event and was stripped of the AWA title, and Stan Hansen had got it after that. Jerry Lawler beat Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, for it, and we'll go through there and look. Cost $5. That's a significant amount of money then. Get hands to open it up. There you go. A cool, colorful pictures there. There's the Guerreros. Michael Hayes, the Rock and Roll Express, young Jeff Jarrett, and Vern Gagne himself. There's the different promotions. Don Owens in Portland, Oregon was involved. David Woods, Jerry Jarrett, Bob Geagle, World Class. Lingerie street, you know, women have always been involved in wrestling there. Wendy Richter, y'all know her. She the original screw job from Moolah. There's a young Medusa. Bad Company. There's DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. DDP Yoga himself. Greg Gagne. Surprised they didn't put the title on him. Ronnie Garvin. And there's Rock and Roll Express. This Ricky Morton's still wrestling with his son now. That's crazy. Jerry Lawler, he was great. He still is great. I mean, but he was a great professional wrestler. You know, he actually defeated Kerry Von Erich. Kerry Von Erich come out to the ring bleeding from his arm. I believe he cut himself with a razor or had the blade trouble in the back, and you could tell when he took his robe off that he was bleeding. He was noticeably looking at it during the match, the whole match. But they had a good match for what it was. Kerry was in a bad place at that time. His demons are well documented. That just kind of tells what he had done. He won the NWA World Title in Texas Stadium in 1984, and AWA was kind of on its way out at this point. And this kind of goes over different things about him. Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo McDaniel and Raging Bull Manny Fernandez. They had an Indian strap match. Wahoo McDaniel won that match. The Guerreros versus RPMs with Cactus Jack. That's Mick Foley. He's still around today. Still on WWE programming. There's young Jeff Jarrett and Eric Embry. he was in Texas doing a little promoting here recently, and he lived in the Sportatorium for a while. And while he was booking it, Iceman, he's still around. You can still see him at some independent shows around Texas. And there's the Samoan SWAT team there. We just reviewed their figures there a while ago with Buddy Roberts. And here's some trivia over here. We'll go through a couple of these. Number one, Superclash, held in September of 1985, was located in which U.S. city? Chicago. Number two, named the outdoor baseball park in which the event was held in. Comiskey White Sox Baseball Park. And then we'll skip down and go to number 8. Who did Sherry Martel defeat to become the AWA Ladies Champion in Superclash? And it was Candy Divine. And Sherry Martel, she actually went to, there was another outlaw promotion, and it was kind of a spin-off. She actually defended that title in the Will Rogers Memorial. I can't remember the name of that promotion. Ken Martel was the booker. I think it was Wild West Texas Wrestling or something. It was around that time. But there's a video of her defending that title in that match there. And we'll see here what we got. We'll go to number 9 to see here. Name the wrestling match in which both of the wrestlers were not only counted out and disqualified before it actually got started, but eventually ended up in one of the dugouts. That was Rick Martel and Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen, yeah. Number 12, true or false? Ric Flair lost the NWA championship at this event. False. Number 16 is Kerry Von Erich electrified the crowd by settling an old grudge with which wrestler? And stay tuned for our next episode of Wrestling Talking the Shop. And if you like this kind of content and you're interested in it, like and share. We're going to go over